Hello again, NCAC sports fans, and welcome back to another episode of This Week in the NCAC. I'm your host, Brett Billhart. On this week's show, we'll take a look back at all the action from across the North Coast Athletic Conference for the week ending on Sunday, April the 14th. With Sunday's dramatic finish at the 2013 Masters fresh in our minds, we'll open this week's show by breaking down NCAC men's and women's golf results from last week. The DePaul women's squad led all NCAC golf teams by capturing a pair of event championships, first winning the annual Big Four Classic, hosted by Butler at Crooked Stick Golf Club in Carmel, Indiana, before capturing the team title at the Illinois Wesleyan Spring Fling with a 36-hole score of 619. DPU junior Kelsey Smith did earn champion medalist honors at the Spring Fling after topping the 93-player field with a 149, which included a tournament low 74 on Sunday. The Denison women finished 4th overall at Ohio Wesleyan's Laura Bump Invitational at Mill Creek Golf Club in Ostrander, Ohio. DU freshman Bryn Fitzgerald earned champion medalist honors at the event and did garner NCAC Women's Golfer of the Week accolades after she defeated Michelle Hall of Madonna University on the 5th playoff hole. Fitzgerald, who has now won 3 individual event titles in her rookie season, turned in a 2-day total of 155, including an opening round 75. On the men's side, 2 NCAC golfers secured champion medalist honors at 2 different events last week. Allegheny junior Oliver White accomplished the feat at the Carnegie Mellon Edwards Jones Shootout after carding a 145 to help the Gators finish 2nd overall with a 2-day total of 601. Ohio Wesleyan sophomore Kaneet Nimcharwan secured his medalist award at Owu Strimmer Memorial, held at Glen Ross Golf Club in Delaware. The sophomore from Bangkok, Thailand, also was named the NCAC Men's Golfer of the Week after finishing the 2-day event with a 140, which included an opening round 71 and a 69 on Sunday. NCAC golf teams return to action this week, spearheaded by Worcester, hosting the Nye Intercollegiate for men's squads and the Mohican Classic for women's teams. We'll now step into the starting blocks and recognize our weekly award winners for men's and women's track and field. First, for the men, Worcester junior Luke Hutchings-Getz garnered the award for distance and middle distance events after finishing 2nd in the 10,000-meter run at the All-Ohio Championships with a time of 31:50.43. The weekly award for sprint and hurdle events went to Oberlin sophomore Jerry Choi, who led the Yeomen at the All-Ohio Championships by finishing 2nd in the 400-meter hurdles with a time of 55:78. And the final men's award for field events went to Wabash sophomore Derek D. St. Jean, who helped the Little Giants earn the team title at the inaugural Indiana Division III Championships. The sophomore from St. John, Indiana, won the discus throw with a heave of 146 feet 4 inches, finished 2nd in the shot put with a toss of 49 feet 4 1/2 inches, and placed 3rd in the hammer with a throw of an even 160 feet. And for the woman, the award for distance and middle distance events went to Oberlin sophomore Emma Lehman, who led the Yo women to a 6th place finish at the All-Ohio Championships by winning the 5,000-meter run with a meet record time of 17:30.42. The women's award for sprint and hurdle events also went to a Yo woman runner, as senior Marissa Clarity was bestowed the honor. The Catanian PA native placed 3rd in the 400-meter dash with a time of 58:68 and was a member of the winning 4x400-meter relay that broke the tape in 3:58.19. The final women's award for field events went to Ohio Wesleyan senior Hannah Benzing, who won 2 events to lead the Battling Bishops to a 2nd place finish at the All-Ohio Championships. The Findlay, Ohio native, who won the hammer with a meet record heave of 167 feet 6 inches, and also captured the title in the discus with a toss of 142 feet 7 inches. NCAC track and field squads continue action this week, highlighted by Allegheny hosting a tri-meet tonight, April 16th, and Kenyon hosting its annual Spring Invitational on Saturday. Let's now turn our attention to the lacrosse field, where the men's teams will wrap up regular season conference play this week. Denison and Ohio Wesleyan currently stand atop the NCAC men's lacrosse standings. However, that tie will be broken tomorrow night as the Big Red travel to Delaware to square off against the battling Bishops. The Big Red improved to 5-0 in NCAC play after picking up wins over Kenyon and Wittenberg last week, while the Bishops knocked off DePaul and Worcester to set up the first-place clash in Delaware. Oberlin opened play last week with a narrow 12-9 loss against Wittenberg. However, the Yeomen bounced back in a big way as they knocked off DePaul 20-3 to give Oberlin its first win against an NCAC foe since 1995. Yeoman freshman attack Nick Lobley did collect NCAC Men's Lacrosse Player of the Week accolades after scoring 4 goals and dishing out 6 assists on the week for 10 total points. In the win over DePaul, the Port Washington, New York native netted 4 goals and dished out 4 helpers to lead the squad to the historic victory. Following the conclusion of this week's action, the top 4 teams in the NCAC standings will compete in the inaugural NCAC Men's Lacrosse Tournament, which begins with semifinal contests on Wednesday, April 24th, and concludes with the NCAC Tournament Championship game on Saturday, April 27th. In NCAC women's lacrosse action, Wittenberg and Denison remain perfect in league play at 5-0 and 4-0 respectively, while Worcester and Kenyon are currently tied for third with identical 3-1 records against conference foes. After defeating W&J, DePaul, and Ohio Wesleyan, the Denison Big Red are off to their best start since 1992 with an overall record of 11-0. The Kenyon ladies kept pace in the conference standings last week with a 20-10 victory over Allegheny behind a pair of 6-goal performances from Jane Sims and Alex Baer. Wittenberg continued its dominance this season with 2 league wins last week against Worcester and Hiram, while also tacking on a 16-5 non-conference win over Teal on Senior Day. Tiger sophomore midfielder Logan Ware was named the NCAC Women's Lacrosse Player of the Week after the Maineville, Ohio native poured in 12 goals and dished out 5 assists for 17 total points. Her 6-goal effort against rival Worcester ties for the 3rd best single-game performance in program history, and her 8-point total in the contest represents the team's 4th best mark ever. 2 weeks of regular season NCAC women's lacrosse action remains on the schedule, highlighted by Wittenberg traveling to Denison for a battle of first-place foes on Saturday. We'll now break down NCAC men's and women's tennis results from last week as we also enter the final week of regular season action for both genders. In men's tennis, Kenyon accumulated a pair of 9-0 victories against arch-rival Denison and Kalamazoo before taking down number 16 Carnegie Mellon 6-3 on Sunday. Lord Senior Paul Bergen surpassed the school's all-time combined victories record as he accumulated his 164th career win over CMU's Christian Haney Secord on Sunday. Former Lord Great Jeremy Polster previously held the distinction with 163 career victories between 2008 and 2011. Bergen did collect NCAC Men's Tennis Player of the Week accolades for his efforts. In addition, 3 NCAC teams traveled to Hope College in Holland, Michigan for the annual NCAC MIAA Challenge. Wabash posted a 2-1 record over the 2-day event with wins over Calvin and Alma, while Oberlin and Ohio Wesleyan both went 1-2 at the event with wins over Alma. NCAC women's tennis saw DePaul extend its winning streak to 4 straight and finish its NCAC West Division schedule with a perfect 3-0 record after defeating Wittenberg, Denison, and Ohio Wesleyan. Tiger Jr. Meg Crowley earned NCAC Women's Tennis Player of the Week laurels after she posted a perfect combined record of 6-0 against NCAC opponents. The Barrington, Illinois native went 1-0 at number 3 singles and 2-0 at number 2 doubles, and then teamed with Claire Marshall for a perfect 3-0 record at the top doubles flight. Allegheny also had a successful week, picking up a pair of 9-0 victories over Worcester and Penn State Barron, highlighted by the regionally ranked doubles pairing of junior Caroline Shetter and freshman Sloane Prince, earning a pair of wins to improve their current winning streak to 6 straight. NCAC men's and women's tennis teams will both conclude regular season play this week, with squads continuing to battle for positions in the divisional standings. Following Sunday's matches, All 8 women's teams and 8 of the 9 men's teams will qualify for the 2013 NCAC Tennis Championships, which will be held at Oberlin College from April 26th through the 28th. Finally, we'll conclude this week's show by heading to the Diamond to break down all of the NCAC baseball and softball action from last week. In softball, DePaul has positioned itself safely at the top of the NCAC standings at 10-0, while quite a battle is brewing as teams continue to fight to position themselves for a spot in the 4-team NCAC tournament. Currently, Denison and Allegheny are tied for second at 5-3. Kenyon is 4th at 6-4. Wittenberg is 5th at 5-5. Ohio Wesleyan is 6th at 4-6. Worcester and Hiram are tied for 7th at 2-6, and Oberlin is 9th at 1-7. Despite going 2-2 in NCAC play last week, the Kenyon ladies put on an offensive display as they averaged just under 8 runs per game and blasted 15 extra base hits, including 5 home runs. KC senior Jamie Samuel did garner the NCAC Softball Player of the Week award after the Malibu, California native posted a staggering .867 batting average with 7 runs scored, 4 doubles, 1 homer, and 6 RBI. Samuel hit safely in all 4 games and posted a pair of perfect 4-for-4 performances, while also registering 4 walks to finish the week with an .895 on-base percentage as well as a 1.333 slugging percentage. The DePaul Tigers extended their current winning streak to 12 straight after posting its second consecutive 6-0 week with 3 doubleheader sweeps over Denison, Franklin, and Worcester. The Tigers were led in the pitching circle by sophomore Kayla Nolan, who posted a perfect 3-0 record with 18 strikeouts in 17 innings of work. The West Chicago, Illinois native, who did earn NCAC Softball Player of the Week accolades, didn't allow an earned run in 14 innings of league play and tallied 17 strikeouts compared to just 4 walks. On the week combined, Nolan compiled a 0.82 ERA and held opposing hitters to a minuscule 172 batting average. In addition, Wittenberg posted a 3-1 record with a sweep of Hiram and a split with Worcester behind a strong offensive performance from junior Laura Rose, who paced the lineup with 8 hits in 16 at-bats, including 1 home run, 4 RBI, and a perfect 7-for-7 in stolen base attempts. NCAC softball action continues this week with 2 twin bills on the slate tonight, April 16th, 1 on Wednesday, 4 on Saturday, and 1 on Sunday. In baseball, NCAC divisional play continued last week with Worcester taking over the top spot in the East Division with a 7-1 record after sweeping Hiram, while Denison maintained its hold at the top of the West Division standings at 8-4 after splitting a series with Ohio Wesleyan. The DePaul Tigers, who own a 7-5 record in NCAC West Division play, split a key division series with arch-rival Wabash last weekend. Tiger senior Jason Cohen earned NCAC Baseball Player of the Week honors after hitting .619 on the week with 2 doubles, 1 triple, 1 home run, 10 RBI, and 7 runs scored. The senior from Deerfield, Illinois, now ranks 5th in school history with 192 hits, 2nd with 130 RBI, and 3rd with 284 stolen bases. Although Cohen put on a hitting display over the 4-game set, Wabash did get a pair of strong pitching performances in their 2 wins from this week's NCAC Baseball Pitcher of the Week selection, J.T. Miller. Miller, a Wildwood, Missouri native, earned his 3rd victory of the season in the Little Giants' 3-2 win over DPU on Saturday, and then earned a save in the squad's 5-4 win over the Tigers on Sunday. In his complete game win on Saturday, he fanned 6 batters and allowed just 4 base hits, and then entered the game on Sunday in the 9th inning and induced a double play ground ball to pick up his 1st save of the season and 2nd of his career. NCAC baseball divisional clashes continue this weekend, with Worcester hosting Oberlin, Wabash traveling to Denison, Wittenberg entertaining Ohio Wesleyan, and Kenyon visiting Allegheny. NCAC sports fans, for up-to-date news, stats, and standings from around the North Coast Athletic Conference, you can always log on to our website at www.northcoast.org. Also, be sure to follow us on Twitter at NCAC as well as like us on Facebook. And for the entire conference staff, I'm Brett Billhart, and thanks for watching.